Saints Nation, welcome back. We are going to be getting started momentarily with some more NACE Overwatch action as Northwood University, the top seed and top team right now in this group, up against us, up against St. Clair College. My name is Dan Banner, going to be your host once again here alongside Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Dan. How are you doing today?
It's a good one. I know personally, while we were talking actually a little bit before the match started here, that this is going to be a nerve-wracking one. I know we're both a little bit nervous for our squad. They have a very tall task ahead of them here today, and we will explain why in a moment, because we're going to take a look at the current NACE standings, because the season's almost over. It's almost playoff time, and we have some obstacles to go through. You can see here right now, it's supposed to be the top 4 teams do get out of groups into playoffs. However, of course, Northwood University sitting there 7-0, a fantastic squad that uses these NACE matches as practice for their Overwatch contenders matches. So that can definitely tell you a little bit of how mechanically gifted and how long this team has been together with absolutely crazy stats like that. And then
We're gonna see some crazy good Overwatch today,
oh yeah,
like contenders level play.
That's definitely exciting. And then in order for Saints to get out of here, they have to get ahead of Kettering, because the first tiebreaker between in NACE, it goes head to head. So who won between the two teams that tied? And when St. Clair played Kettering got us. So if we do end up remaining tied for 4th, we're out of luck. We're 5th place. Thankfully, after this match here, on Monday, we do play Alma College for our very final regular season game. But Kettering, the next 2 teams they get to play, one today and then one tomorrow, Davenport and Lords Black, the academy team. So, seeding-wise, it could be a little bit scary here for St. Clair. We need some upsets to happen. But without further ado, let's go through our starting roster here for the St. Clair squad.
Alrighty, so on tank we have Corey Prince Wada Levesque and Cullen Seymour Moore. Both of them are in the Esports Administration Entrepreneurship Program. On DPS we have Zachary Bailable Schreier and Hussein Strider Hammam. Zach is in the Esports Admin and Entrepreneurship Program, and Strider is in the Fitness and Health Promotion Program. And then, finally, on support, we have Justin Veltman and Matthias Apostle Eitzen. And they are both in the Esports Administration and Entrepreneurship Program. Almost all of our players are, I think, except for Strider.
It definitely does seem to be a trend that we do see here pretty often, where most of the team, for the most part, is esports students, but the beauty of St. Clair Saints and Saints Gaming, it does not matter which program you are in here at St. Clair. You're more than welcome to try out for the teams and get on board. Everything from, of course, esports, but sports rec and fitness. And I've even had some culinary students in the past as well get involved. So it doesn't matter. Come get involved.
Very interesting mixture there, culinary arts and video games. I think that could be a very good mixture, actually.
Makes for some spicy in-game moments. Oh god, I'm already doing dad jokes. Oh god. Let's get into the game. Let's stop this before we get started. As we are about to get underway. Black screen is lying to you. Come on now. There we go. Game underway. Northwood University versus St. Clair College. St. Clair going to be in the yellow as we move forward with Nepal for game number 1.
Strider on the Sombra here, trying to get a sneaky hack here on the Reinhardt, I do believe. Seymour's going to dive in. Going after that Zarya.
Well, that Lucio got extremely low, and actually St. Clair pulling it forward right now, finding themselves a couple eliminations to turn this into the first capture going over in their favor. That was actually extremely unusual. Nicely done for St. Clair.
Very fast picks. I was not expecting that at all. I thought it would be a little bit back and forth there, but they got done what they needed to and was able to cap that first point.
And Northwood just kind of throws himself onto the point, and it did not go over well for them that time. And we'll have to see what happens now. That's going to be the hack onto the soldier. No healing for you or Big Rocket, so he's going to be forced to go with just bullets. Nice 1v1 with Strider.
Huge pick.
Drifted forward, Coalescence coming out. That's going to be Justin plowing through everybody if possible, keeping everybody alive as well. It's going to be the Pulse Bomb from Grob, trying to find a pick. Not going to be the case. Morb going to find one. And Seymour and Prince Wada not going to let this one go away. Bailable going to finish that one off. And that's 2-1 team fights here for St. Clair.
Wow, this is this is a lot better than they thought they would be doing. I'm a little surprised, I'm not gonna lie. They are against a contenders team, so I'm happy to see that they're holding their own weight.
Absolutely. Of course, like St. Clair in regards to both standings and the extra little background that we know about them being contenders and whatnot. Making St. Clair the underdog in this situation. Huge EMP coming out. He's going to sacrifice himself for it, but it does not matter if everybody else can follow up. It's going to be Bailable and Seymour leading the charge. Prince Wada there as well, and that's going to clean that one up. All the front line and DPS falling on the side of Northwood, trying to get back out of dodge. Bailable hanging on to his life just ever so slightly. And Saints are so far hanging on to this. They're seeming a little bit relentless. Bailable going to pick himself up another. And it's a bit of a stagger actually right now for Northwood.
Wow, you can see how the Saints have been practicing recently. I know they had a little bit of a rough few games the last little while, but it looks like their coordination has definitely gotten better.
Now or never, 95% currently on the clock. Coalescence coming out from Essen, going to try and keep everybody topped off. We got battling laser beams coming out here from both sides, but now it seems to be going a little bit more in the favor of Northwood. They've turned this one around. Strider going to be running for the hills, teleport out of there, but they're going to have to give this up. It's going to be flipped over to Northwood for the time being.
That's a very good push on the side of Northwood there. The Lucio beat really is crucial when you're trying to make that last-ditch effort, keeping everybody up for that last little fight there.
Definitely perfect timing for that one. St. Clair looking to rendezvous up high and drop down. Strider going to be looking for something, but they do spot out the Reaper, trying to get nasty, but we do have the Graviton coming out. As we can tell, this is getting a bit messy. Grob going to find himself a double, pushing forward still. Ested running for the hills. He's the only one left alive, and St. Clair forced to regroup.
I feel a little bad here, Dan. I feel like I jinxed them a little bit.
Now, the worst thing that, or what's going through my mind right now is that Northwood just like, oh, let's play with our food a little bit. If
exactly.
If anything, we do see drop right there, and actually with no Wraith walk away now that he's been hacked, that could be the ability they need to try and turn this around. A good shield from Prince Wada as well to make sure that that Deadeye got no value in the slightest. St. Clair, if Northwood was playing around, that could be the turnarounds, but a huge shatter coming out from Lotus, and then the fire strike right after. Going through so many members of St. Clair. Seymour left on the point. Baby Diva mode, going to be going down. Once again, Yusted in the back lines, hanging on for dear life, but we do see some of the members of Northwood moving up a little bit aggressively. 75% on the clock. St. Clair got close, but Northwood might be able to hang on to this.
This is probably St. Clair's last push as a group, so they really need to make this count. It looks like we have lots of ultimates, though, so about half of their ultimates are ready right now. And Strider with the huge EMP taking down the Zarya. And it looks like the rest of the team is just cleaning up right now with the big hacks and Prince Wada chasing them out with his Primal Rage.
That EMP and the follow-up might have been the button that they needed to secure the win, and in fact they are going to be able to do so. First round of game number 1 going over to St. Clair.
I'm very impressed with that. That was a tight match there. I'm happy to see St. Clair holding their weight, but I am a little scared. It's like you said, they're playing with their food, you know, giving them that false hope before massacring them. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully it's back and forth for the rest of the series. As it says at the very top of our screen here, this is game 1 of best of 5. So
right.
We need to get 3 wins on either side to win the series.
Yep, and I hope for Northwood's case, because they play a dangerous game if they try to play with their food. They leave themselves in a situation where one mistake could very well mess up the entire game. So we'll have to see if that was a genuine mistake, or if I'm just over-crediting Northwood right now. I feel like that might be the case as well. Prince Wada on the Reinhardt this time, going to be taken down. Bailable front line is going to try and find the Reinhardt as well, but he's going to be going down. Too many members of St. Clair falling this time by Northwood University. Got to pick up the first point.
Very scary when your Reinhardt goes down because he's kind of the pillar. Everybody goes around him to make that push, and as soon as he's taken down, the rest of the team will just swarm on you. So that situation was a little unlucky for the side of St. Clair, but Northwood was able to get that pick early on, and that was pretty impressive.
I mean, St. Clair might be in a position to force an awkward rotation from Northwood. They're going to get onto the point. Seymour going to eat up the pulse bomb from Cowman. Solid play there. Not going to be able to delete somebody off the field right away. Prince Wada extremely low. That coalescence keeping him alive just that tiny bit longer. Might have been what he needed, as it's going to be a lot of resources getting pumped in here now. Available going to go down. Strider still on the point alongside Seymour, and I do believe it's Justin alongside him as well. Apostle there in the meantime as well, but a nice flank. Going to get out of there at least there for Strider, but Grob being left alone might be the chance they need to secure this flip back over.
Looks like they're just trying to stall out that percentage as much as they can. Bailable and Cowman are kind of facing off here and while he's healing up. But it looks like St. Clair is coming up on some ultimates, so they might be able to push with that. Northwood, if they want to keep getting those percentages up, can't let St. Clair cap here. They need to win this round or face losing the first game.
EMP bomb, EMP shatter, it's all around the corner here for St. Clair, but there are ultimates available, but you can't use it if you're hacked, and that's going to be huge there. Available going to find one, Prince Wada going to find another. Can they clean up this fight, or can Northwood turn it around? Not if they just shatter right into a shield. Or Lotus not going to find nothing this time. Available finding one as well. The Graviton going to hold him in place for a second, but now we got Available on pursuit. It's a very over-aggressive move, actually, but Apostle's going to be able to keep him topped off.
Very impressive ult economy there. They could have used more ults to finish it quicker, but the self-discipline to hold on to those ults for the next fight, very, very admirable. But it looks like Northwood is coming up on Coalescence as well.
Oh, man.
Oh! And just as I say that, Grob takes out half of the St. Clair team with the Death Blossom. Apostle desperately trying to keep everyone alive, but looks like it's too little too late. St. Clair forced to regroup, and Northwood University caps the point.
Pentakill. Nicely done there from Grob as he secures that one. He just got the flank on them, and nobody was ready for it, it looks like. Able to get at least 2-3 kills with Death Blossom himself, and then he was already like with the support line. So we all know as his fellow support mains here, a Reaper on us is just basically a death sentence.
Exactly. Justin is doing a good job dealing with him, but oh wow, almost took out both tanks there, but oh. And just as I say that, it looks like Northwood University cleans up St. Clair. It's starting to look like they might cap this point if Strider doesn't touch. They're at 99%, and he did manage to hit that overtime. Strider tried to take out the Reinhardt, but it's too little too late, and Northwood University wins the second round of Game 1.
Just two very solid flanks coming out from Northwood University with two different ultimates. Of course, we saw Grob's Death Blossom. We saw the Tracer player. I didn't quite catch the name there. That's Cowman. We saw Cowman get a successful chunking both tanks down to less than a quarter to the point where they had to react, and then Northwood was already following up. Everybody else was just sending damage in. There's not much you can do. As a Lucio and a Moira, burst healing is not necessarily your strongest suit. Yes, Moira can do it a little bit, but not enough to go through all that damage.
Exactly. But it does, the composition of Lucio and Moira does work fairly well for these point captures, just because you get there fast and you can kind of sustain everyone at a time. But it looks like Apostle is trying to just peek, do a little bit of damage, a little bit of healing, all the above, keeping his team up, maybe getting a little aggro. Oh, and it looks like Prince Wada will jump in. Available and Seymour both get picks early. Prince Wada is going to try to chase them a little bit off the point. And St. Clair looking for the cap here. If they can keep them off the point.
If nobody gets picked right now, this is actually good positioning here for St. Clair. They were able to get 2 kills pretty quickly into this fight. They get it flipped over. They're going to start building some percentage. And Prince Wada going to find some squishy members, finds more very quickly, might sacrifice himself for it, but it's actually still being hung on by dear life with, I think it was both Apostle and Justin, both getting involved to make sure he stays up and alive. Apostle overextends a little bit, though, is going to get taken down by the Dark Orb. But so does Lotus, Prince Wada finding him. So 25% and counting. Solid start here for St. Clair.
That was one after another, like a massacre there. But St. Clair can't get too cocky as as Prince Wada almost died there just from the little bit of damage peeking around the corner. Cowman is gonna do a tactical visor here, hoping to get a pick off of one of the St. Clair members, but it looks like they are just bunkered up underneath on the side of the point there, trying
so weird.
to hang on to the live.
That was so weird how St. Clair was completely split up. They were one on top of the other, but we're not in any position to actually back each other up. We're going to see Strider pull out the dead eye, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, the high noon. But now it's Prince Wada's turn to dance around. He does take out Grob pretty quickly. We do see the Grav coming out as well, and that is going to be the Coalescence too coming out from the side of Northwood. And Cowman, left alone, uncontested here, has free reign and has given me a perfect angle of this entire fight. And just was able to mow everybody down uncontested.
Right now, Soldier is an extremely powerful DPS just because of the changes. There's no more bloom to his fires anymore, to his shots, because they made it so it's just wherever you shoot, you hit, and he's been dominated competitive. But there's no time to talk about that. Huge Diva Bomb, taking out Senk. Bailable takes out Morb, but Grob manages to get a pick, trying to Death Blossom. Cowman gets the tack visor, and right now they're neck and neck. Right now St. Clair only has Yustin for healing. They need to be careful, but Northwood does pop the beat, and Seymour is on point alone right now, trying to hold on to it while everybody's fighting in the little hallway. Looks like St. Clair might be able to cap though, or keep it.
They're doing all right, and I'll tell you what, if there's any point that I would love to have a Moira, it's a nice little corridor like that, where all the AoE healing is all nice and lined up for you. It is a Moira's dream seeing that, and the healing numbers just go up as that happens. Strider is right around the point, does get taken down. This is going to get flipped at 99%. Available, still there, still fighting, might be able to find himself one more pick, is in fact going to be able to do so. And emergency measures taken from Northwood. Emergency Hammond's coming out to make sure that this one was not completely out of reach.
St. Clair did get a lot of ult charge though, so they could try to contest here, but the same happened to Northwood. They have a lot of ultimates coming up, especially the Death Blossom from Grob seems to be giving them a lot of trouble, so they do need to watch out for that on this push, because he should have it very soon. Prince Wada almost has his Primal Rage, so I think he's just trying to get the last little bit of damage here, but Cowman whips out Tactical Visor, but Strider takes him out with Pulse Bomb. Huge pick. Strider's gonna try to get a pick on Grob here.
Oh, this could be trouble, though. We do see Death Blossom coming out here from Grob, going to answer back with 2 kills very quickly. Available behind enemy lines, the only one left alive. St. Clair nearly flipping that point over, but are eventually going to fall. That was pretty solid there from Strider and Prince Wada. As soon as the tactical visor got popped, they instantly dove him. They secured the kill on him nice and quick. But you forgot about the other DPS, you forgot about Grob, and now with 5 seconds left here, they need to touch this point, they need to do it quickly.
And they do, and it looks like Grob is trying to take out Strider, and Available with the Molten Core on point, making it difficult for Northwood to even touch. Hoping to take out the Lucio, and he does! And a pick on Morb, getting him out of the mech, although he does have his bomb. It doesn't matter though. Seems like St. Clair is cleaning up. Grob needs to die here, and St. Clair caps.
And just like that, St. Clair are actually going to bring game number 1 in their favor. Of any ults that I would love to have in that situation, being able to just make the floor lava, that was perfect for Bailable and the rest of the St. Clair squad. Able to clean up the final team fight necessary. Beautifully done.
You know what? I'm proud of St. Clair. Going against a contender's team for their collegiate game here, they were able to win at least one of the few games of the night. So I am pretty surprised. Even if they don't win tonight, they did do a good job of being the underdog so far. Let's see if they can take it further, or if Northwood is going to prove their dominance.
I mean, I feel like we may have overcredited Northwood a little bit here, to be completely honest with you. Everybody that I've been talking to over the past couple days, even the past couple weeks, said that this was going to be the hardest matchup of the season. And I will give them credit. So far, this is a back and forth battle. This is kind of the stuff that we would be expecting for like a standard match. Well, actually, no, that's kind of false. Let's be honest. NACE has just been stomp after stomp. That's been the standard. But being able to have just a regular back and forth game is what I was kind of expecting, or is what I've been expecting from the past. But not for this match. I thought this was going to be a roll, and so far, not going to be the case here. St. Clair picking up game number 1, and it all lined up. They had the right ultimates at the right time for the most part.
Exactly. I think they definitely knew what they were getting into. I know this was kind of like the peak of the season for them to go against Northwood, so I think they've been really like studying, trying their best to improve for this game. So hopefully we'll see more back and forth fights like that. Even if they don't win tonight, it would be great to see just a really close game. And hopefully, they can hold their weight. They already have been so far. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Okay, so I just got some additional information in regards to this as well. So, of course, being a student and whatnot, you have midterms. And obviously you're supposed to do the best you can to study away from game time, away from practice time. Northwood might not have essentially done that. They have 4 substitutes in right now. This is not their entire main roster.
Oh.
So this could be the break that St. Clair needed, that they're not going against the full roster. But that being said, their subs are still disgustingly good. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Like, they're all still going to be like I don't have the actual records on hand, but I would assume that if you're a sub for Northwood, you're still like a master. Which is, like, St. Clair is still the underdogs in this match.
Exactly. Again, I know we're a little bit biased towards St. Clair since we are students, but Northwood is an extremely impressive team. We've seen some of their games before. They're very, very impressive. So, like, I really don't know who I want to win here. I mean, it would be great to see the underdogs, but Northwood does have some impressive plays.
Absolutely. It looks like they do need a quick second before we start game number 2. So we're going to take a quick second as well. Quick break. Within 5 minutes, we'll be back with game number 2. Stay tuned, everyone.
And we're back with more Overwatch. So right now, St. Clair is on the defense here, and Northwood is on the attack. I did remember that I forgot to introduce Northwood's players earlier. We do have... Oh, it looks like they switched up a little bit here. Morb and Cowman on tank, Tyler and Grob on DPS, and Random Rager and Senk on support.
Random Rager sounds like somebody I would meet in my solo queue games, but we'll have to see. Of course, Northwood, a fantastic team. St. Clair getting game number 1, but we'll have to see what happens now. Junkertown, the pick for game 2. And it's time to push this card as far as they can for the side of Northwood. Cowman looking to get aggressive extremely early is going to be successful, actually, with a solid shot from Grob take down Strider.
Having that res gone so early, it's going to be crucial St. Clair can stay alive for the next 20 seconds or so until we get res back on the side of St. Clair. Looks like Seymour got pulled, but no big deal. He gets out of there. And Grob is going to try to get a cheeky pick on Strider. However, Strider gets a pick on Random Rager. and Cowman demechs Seymour. Grob does end up getting Prince Wada. Cowman with the pig on Seymour. Wow, there is so much happening. We're back and forth like a checkerboard in the, the kill feed right now. But it looks like Northwood is gonna reign supreme there. Nice shot by Bailable.
I mean,
the last second here.
He's getting some fantastic shots, but none of this is taking any pressure off of this cart. So this is going to be going over pretty well uncontested, unless Seymour has something to say about it. But a nice ulti from Cowman. Shut that down, push him away, and force Seymour to take a big skydive for a moment just to get back with his team.
That is something I know a lot of people wonder who maybe haven't played a whole lot of competitive Overwatch, is that people, when they need to regroup quick, they either die or get out. So if they just jump off the edge, it's not a mistake, or they're not really silly, they just need to regroup.
Absolutely, because if you get left out and then you get, say you get eliminated a little bit later, that just stalls your chance at having a proper 6v6 so much longer. And obviously the 6v6s are absolutely critical, and Yustin going to get absolutely demoed as Cowman starts going on a tear.
Looks like Bailable did as well. Strider trying to keep them at bay, but it looks like they are pushing. Northwood University is pushing up way too close for comfort for St. Clair, and Yustin just trying to keep his team alive, positioning himself in any way that he can, but having a bit of a rough time here. Oh, wow, it's just a massacre right now. St. Clair trying to regroup, figure out where they want to hold, how they're going to hold this, with there's 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. So even if they can stall out that time to have as little time on the clock as possible, they're going to do whatever they can, but it looks like they're coming up on 5 ultimates here. Strider with the dragons.
And Cowman's been just hunting these DPS players and the support players of St. Clair to the point where nobody could even peek without going down. Finally, it's going to be Apostle of all people who finally take him out on the Mercy, Battle Mercy engage. But they have to kind of worry. They're about to 3-cap if they're not careful. The cart is still rather far away, but 2 points going down pretty well uncontested. They need something to turn around nice and quick for them. They might be able to get the pick here onto the Orisa, but unfortunately, up in the top, Grob, no longer on that Reaper, of course, on Ashe, just picking away from afar, making St. Clair's life extremely difficult, and Grob has been found out of position, so Strider going to finally clean that one up. Forward, up on the high ground, Strider going to try and duel away the fellow Hanzo of Tyler. And the cart is coming around the corner. A bit of a sniper duel, but this is not the spot you want to be in. Getting caught up in a dragon, and it's going to be a bad time, but a huge bomb from Seymour. That just completely evened this fight up for the most part, but then 2 more go down. Bailable does have the pulse bomb, finds 1. Can he find an additional? There's still just Morb and I believe 1 other on the cart right now.
Morb and a Mercy Pocket here. Random Rager super low. Bailable's trying his best to pick the Mercy off of the Orisa, separate them, and it looks like Seymour was able to do that. Trying to push them back to the best of their abilities here. St. Clair just holding on by a thread. There's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. St. Clair's trying to whittle that down, maybe even to overtime. And Morb looking pretty low. Seymour's going to try to go after Tyler. So close, but no cigar.
Yeah, Strider goes down, but he's good. They're just going to trade shots with each other over there for the snipers. Cowman with a hook, but of all people, you don't really want to hook the Diva. She doesn't mind getting point blank with you. Going to try and make it work. However, Cowman with the ultimate is going to just blast everybody away. Strider fired his own Dragon Strike in there, but did not quite find the mark with it. Bailable's going to be able to at least clean up a little bit. Does get taken down by Tyler. Strider and Prince Wada chasing through. Grob with the revenge snipe from the last kill there. So, going to be a quick second for St. Clair to get a bit of a breather, but still 3 minutes on the clock or so. That is a lot of time to push it just a tiny little bit further.
For sure. St. Clair with almost 5 ultimates here. They gotta use them in this the last few meters is the most crucial point. Usually we see a lot of team fights happening here. Seymour D-Mac and kind of sandwich between Bob and Moore, but couldn't escape.
That positioning was actually critical there from Gorb's Bob, and it is going to put St. Clair on the hot seat. They need to move, they need to do it quick, but they're all just hustling out of the spawn room. They have ultimates available, and once again, Cowman just runs interference, and it's going to allow Northwood to pick up the three-pointer here on the Junkertown attack.
Not all hope is lost for St. Clair, though, as they did whittle down 3 minutes off the clock from them capping. They're able to hold at the very end for 3 whole minutes. So hopefully they can get close to that time remaining, or even just finish with any amount of time would be a huge advantage to them right now.
Tell me, Amanda, what do I have to do to get some of this right here? Like, what is... Can I get some of this gold?
I think that's when you get to Overwatch League level.
Oh, how disappointing. Danner's the mercy,
just
the
lowly
ultimate mercy
cast.
pocket.
Yeah, we may be just lowly casters, but that's okay. I enjoy watching these extremely talented players play, and I'm constantly learning from them.
Absolutely. Of course, it may not be Overwatch League, but these teams are still absolutely fantastic. And I know for my silver self, I am still always in awe.
For sure. We're not Overwatch League yet, Danners.
Yet, yes, of course.
Yet. Keyword.
There will be one
Overwatch
day
2.
when we're here in UCEA and NACE as our practice for our Overwatch League match. But
Exactly.
that logic is not flawed in the slightest. Anyway, going into the second part, St. Clair's turn to attack. We do have Cowman on the Wrecking Ball, and he's going to get hacked out and just blown up right away.
Wow.
There's not much he can do if he does not have his abilities, but Grob going to win the Widow duel. So, 1-for-1 shot here so far, but we're still going to be able to push us up at least a little bit. And Apostle, if he keeps himself alive here, will put St. Clair a man up for the time being. And then Grob just says, nope, never mind. Oh!
And a huge sleep on Cowman here on the ball. And antied. So he's won.
my
He's going to get
gosh.
exploded by Seymour and the whole team. And it looks like St. Clair's going to try to push up just a little further here.
Slept, hacked, and purpled. What else can you ask for? All the utility gone. Onto that Wrecking Ball, just getting rid of him nice and quick. Strider looking to pull some interference. In fact, he's going to be able to do so right on top of Grub. Going to take him out right away. That's good because Grob was doing a fantastic job of just being an absolute thorn in the side of St. Clair. 4v3, 4v4 duel here now on the cart. But Seymour is going to go down, got demeched and taken down. Cowman returning, going to try and push St. Clair members off of this cart. If not, just use this as a flanking opportunity for those guns. But he does get slept, so they have some time for the reinforcements to come in. Can Justin stay alive here? So far, so good. We're going to have ourselves a boosted monkey alongside this EMP. This little Tesla cannon is going to be doing tons of damage over AoE, but thankfully there for Northwood, they're not grouping up. They actually have to deal with this Bastion, who's coming in tank form, hot and ready. Can he find himself a couple kills? So far he's got 2. Looking for more. Finds Apostle as well, finds Justin, and this is going to shut this play down. Did not deal with the Bastion tank form.
I didn't know that Bastion worked at Little Caesars there.
Hot and ready, yes, absolutely. Can I get a pizza box Bastion, please?
Oh, I would love a pizza Bastion skin.
I mean,
that would be so cool.
We already have a Lego, which is already obscure
True.
enough. We can have a pizza box.
For sure. When is the collab happening, Overwatch? Strider is kind of just sneaking behind the Ana, detected, but not quite.
Yeah, wants to, of course, make Grob's life a living hell here. Can he find himself in position? Yes, line him up and just chunk him down. And he's going to have to jump out of dodge before he does get turned upon. So at least making Grob have to move for that briefest of moments, giving St. Clair the opportunity to try and breathe. But I guess you can only breathe so much when you have a Wrecking Ball right in your face. Apostle going to keep him alive, popping the Valkyrie to make sure he can be in the right position and keep everybody topped off and boosted. Prince Wada diving in, of course, has Apostle there, just boosting up his damage, and this is what we like to see as the Primal Rage going through finds one. But Tyler is still not dealt with there on that Bastion, has had this entire time to just have open season on the St. Clair attack. And he has a lot of health still, so Strider can't even burst him down very quickly. Not to mention he could heal himself up. Finally getting dealt with, but everybody else from St. Clair is already gone.
Yeah, not for long as Sebastian is going to be making his way back, but St. Clair does have 2 picks, so if they can go fast, despite Strider being slept here, they might be able to cap this point.
A little bit of maybe an overzealous EMP coming out from Strider, but it may be enough to still secure this, but they have to deal with Grob, who's now in a new position. And okay, nice little teleport there from Strider. Going to be forced to go away, though, as Tyler was right there. And he's going to be taken
Bastion
down.
is back. Yeah. Seems like every time they get rid of that Bastion, he comes right back.
Which is definitely interesting, considering the amount of time you have to spend walking back to the point as a defender on this. We're down to 10 seconds, so somebody's got to touch this card extremely quickly, or Junkertown's going to be done early. 5 seconds, Wada going to be the one to try and jump in with the nano boost. He's going to make it there in time, but he has to stay there. And wisely done there from Cowman, actually. Just drops all of his mines right on the cart because he knows that they're going to have to force the contest. And that's going to be a 3-0 for game number 2. Northwood really showing up and getting themselves on the form here and take that one convincingly.
For sure, very impressive play on Northwood's side here, being able to push it all the way till the end. I'm also very impressed by St. Clair being able to stall them out for 3 minutes at the last 10 meters there. That was extremely impressive. Also, Tyler's Dragons. Can we talk about that for a second? That was a beautiful spot.
Oh yeah.
To unleash dragons.
Yeah, and that spot specifically, like, the dragon is so huge that you can't sidestep it in that corridor unless you walk out into the opening, get blasted by somebody else. So absolute lose-lose scenario there for St. Clair.
Exactly.
Nothing could really do to dodge that one. Nicely timed. And yeah, Grob was absolutely a fiend to deal with in this game. Cowman was on the hunt for supports that entire attack and was even messing with the DPS a little bit as well, and was just, for the first 2 points, I feel, of that attack from Northwood, St. Clair were not able to even 6v6, it felt like, other than the first initial fight. It was, they were always playing from a disadvantage, which was absolutely perfect for Northwood.
That's exactly what you need when you're going against another team, when somebody is constantly stopping you from getting 6v6. It can be extremely frustrating getting that pick of at least one of your members on your team right early like that. Like, I can understand, you know, the frustration from St. Clair is probably there right now, realizing, hey, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, and to add on to that, so I just got messaged once again saying that we were going to be in for a rude awakening. So as they're finishing up their midterms, they're hopping into the game. So that's why some of these substitutions have gone in. So like Random Rager coming back in, I believe Tyler as well. These are main roster guys who have finally finished off their midterms. They're here to compete, and as we can tell, they did a fantastic job in that second game with the team. But without further ado, let's get into game 3 at St. Clair's Classic. We're going to Kings Row.
I do like this from Northwood, letting us know St. Clair is in for a rude awakening. I do like the banter back and forth. You know what, Northwood? I believe you. I think this could be a really, really good game. So let's see if they can live up to those claims, or if St. Clair is going to continue to be kind of an underdog presence here.
Okay, so Amanda, full hold or 3-0? What are we getting? It's Kings Row. There is no in between.
Exactly. I'm hoping for a full hold. I know it's probably unlikely now that Northwood is getting some of their main roster back, but we will see.
That's
Maybe it'll be 3-0 on both sides. Big pick there from Apostle.
What on earth are they
Cowman.
doing up there?
Oh, the classic Bastion on top of the statue strat. But Strider realized, not gonna happen. Gets rid of him. Don't think that's going to work with St. Clair. They are meme lords themselves, and they have put the Bastion up on the statue many times.
Oh, how I miss the days of 5 tanks and a Lucio to take care of Kings Row. Classic St. Clair Overwatch strat. But, of course, those rules do not allow that to happen anymore. And like you're saying, they know some silly strats themselves from back in the day, so they're looking out for oddities such as that. Strider's McCree's been doing some decent work here in the back line, has not been really messed with. Gonna just allow him to sit back and get all the shots necessary. Takes down Cowman. And then we've got the Deadeye going to find Random Rager before he had the opportunity. Oh wait, never mind. He actually already used his invulnerability field, so it was not available. Tyler, once again, up on the high ground, just opening fire. Got taken right back up, right in time for tank mode as 2 more kills go their way. And there is 2 St. Clair members kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place here. They're going to clean that up, and this is probably going into Northwood's favor.
Yeah, I think Northwood definitely, they know what they're talking about when they're bragging. You know, I think they know what they're talking about when they said their main roster is coming back here. Wow, Prince Wada gets shattered and picked off early here. Was he bad spawned or?
Yeah, he got spawned up in there before the site transitioned. So it was stuck all the way back. And because this seems to happen to a good handful of St. Clair players, it looks like Yeltsin and Strider might be able to get out of dodge just in time. But 2 kills did go the way of Northwood because of that. And now they've got a very aggressive hold on this second point.
Wow, Strider is 1v1ing Cowman right now. Manages to get him. My bad, Seymour was there too, and Yustin. So really it was a 3v1. And it looks like St. Clair's all the way pushed back past the second checkpoint here, trying to hold on. Those sim turrets are driving them insane. Tyler with the Bastion turret mode, also very scary. But Prince Wada does manage to pick off Grob, and Apostle takes out this Immortality field. They're trying to get the Bastion shattered right onto Bastion.
That was interesting. I like the idea, though. With that Bastion being nano boosted, that could have stopped him if he went in the tank form, but he delayed his tank form, and now he's coming in and he's just plowing through everybody. Tyler on a rampage.
A nanoed alting Bastion is horrifying, especially if they know what they're doing. Absolutely horrifying. As soon as Tyler got nanoed, I had flashbacks there.
I was going to say solo queue nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. Playing support, that is extremely difficult to deal with when you have Bastion nanoed coming straight at you in the backline. Strider's trying to get rid of him, and they managed to. Cowman frozen, and Apostle picks him off and trying to get Morb, but it looks like Morb's gonna back up and protect his team.
Yeah, so they were able to get the second point, but they're probably going to be slowed up at least for the moment. Still, of course, 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. And that is still a ton of time to make something happen here from Northwood. I'm seeing a 3-pointer imminent, but how long can St. Clair stall it for is the question. Can they bring it down to the minimum of a minute, or are they going to have some bank available? We'll have to see as Random Rager starts tearing through St. Clair now that he's got that Amplify Matrix up, and everybody's going to take advantage of that. Seymour in the back line alongside Yustin running for the hills, and we do see the cart coming in hot, not too far away from that 3-point spot. Wada trying to get his way back in here. Everyone from St. Clair trying to get back in time. Seymour going to get completely sniped out of dodge, and the only thing that goes down is the invulnerability field from Random Rager, doing exactly what he needs to. And actually, I think that was Cowman giving a little bit of a boop. And then, of course, the thorn in St. Clair's side this game. Tyler going to come in to finish things off. Nice little push there from Seymour, actually, getting himself a double. Is that going to be enough time to stall this out? So we do have Apostle now here as well, knocked up and completely destroyed. Yustin coming in hot, Wada getting stunned up, and that's it. 3-pointer.
Wow. You're right. It either goes 3-0 or it's a full hold. Let's hope for St. Clair's sake that it'll be a 3-0 for them as well, because we'd like to see these back and forth games. I really am impressed with Northwood's play here. Like, being able to see this kind of level of play is awesome. Kind of fangirling a little bit here.
They're definitely doing fantastic here, but still also big props to St. Clair for keeping up with them, and then of course taking game number 1. And this was not done by any means either. This isn't UCEA, of course. This is NACE, so we have a best of 5 available to play in this matchup. But as the main roster of Northwood does show up to compete, we can definitely feel like a change in the tides of sorts in this game, where it feels like Northwood's been quite dominant, but not all hope is lost.
I'm kind of wondering if St. Clair will decide to do like a Bastion to counter their Bastion, you know? I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be interesting to see. And it looks like Northwood has swapped off the Bastion now with Echo and Widow here.
And sure enough, it looks like Strider is thinking about the same thing. We did see him pull out this Echo pretty consistently during last match we saw yesterday, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It all starting to look the same to me, God help me. But too much content is never a problem. We're gonna have available on the Hanzo, gonna be really trusting those sniper skills. That was quite the sleep dart from Justin to catch the D.Va who's up on top of the platform.
Looks like Bailable is gonna switch to Widow here. Very well known that St. Clair does like to do a sniper at the beginning and then switch, but I'm surprised that he went to the Widow rather than starting with Widow.
Well, it might have paid off. We do have one kill already there, but he's going to get jumped upon, going to get out in time. He's got Cowman hot on his tail, and sure enough, is going to go down. Strider looking a little worse for wear as well, but is getting topped off by Justin. Seymour charges in, finally finishes off Cowman. Trying to deal with Random Rager, the Baptiste up on the high ground, but this being such a far walk as a defense, this could be the opportunity that St. Clair needs, as we do see the flank coming out here. Can he find himself a double? Finds both Grob and Random Rager. Perfect scenario here for Strider and St. Clair as they take the first point.
Oh my goodness, Strider is Strider is just absolutely massacring. Going in just kill after kill on Echo. Echo is a very surprising hero to me because she is fairly new, and I was never able to quite get the hang of her, so when I see Echo players doing stuff like that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, flicking from head to head, and just like, it looks like to me that they're spazzing out to the point where I feel like I'm going to get sick if I keep watching this for a little bit too long.
Exactly.
But all these shots are on target, so solid job. Of course, the transformation is available, and of course that laser beam has an execute on top of it. So Cowman going to find one in a nice little switch over. He's actually a Genji now. This could be perfect if he can manage to get enough charge to get himself a Dragon Blade. In fact, he's going to be able to. Fires it away on hot pursuit. Finds one. Going to find Tyler going up to the skies. He's going to really try and push and try to get it, but it is going to wear out. But still, fantastic pressure going to allow St. Clair to move forward.
Apostle risked his life to save him, and it paid off to get Echo out of there, Strider out of there, but it looks like Tyler was able to get Prince Wada and Apostle in return. Seymour trying to get Cowman. He's so low and he manages to get him. Seymour does get demeched though.
This is a little rough. He's going to get staggered if Northwood does see him, unless he can somehow squeak back to his team behind the shield. And it looks like it might be okay to do so. There are people behind him. We do see Orb right there, ready, has a D.Va bomb now available. Genji trying to be sneaky.
Lots of ults on the side of Northwood available, so St. Clair has to be careful. Looks like Northwood is going to use them. Apostle with a huge beat to counter. There's just death everywhere right now. Random Rager gets Prince Wada. Apostle trying to get out of there with his life. Barely escapes. But Cowman and Sank tried to push in, I do believe. Wow, they got pushed all the way back.
Yeah, that sound barrier from Apostle was right on point, but even still, there was too much damage coming through that choke point. You had a nano-boosted monkey going full Primal Rage on you, and that is a bad time when you're all closed in. Strider's got to be careful, eating a couple of these shots. D.Va bomb coming out at once from Seymour, I do believe, is going to find Senk. So Anna, one of the main healers, down for the counts here on the side of Northwood, but they do take down Cowman in return, and they're going to try to get this thing to the second checkpoint, but it's going to involve a little bit more. We now have Strider in D.Va form, trying to move forward and be basically the third tank in this lineup and have himself a D.Va bomb if necessary. The bomb comes out from Morb. It's not going to find its target. One more, and the next... Oh, poor Sank gets destroyed again by a D.Va bomb. Going to be going down. St. Clair going to be able to finally get this second checkpoint. They have just under 4 minutes left on the clock to get this done.
Very impressive so far. They were able to get this far already after the first round. Seymour trying to get a pick here, and Bailable still... Oh no, sorry. Bailable is on Tracer. I was going to say, still on the Widowmaker, but he is on the Tracer now. Trying to get Cowman, but Cowman barely escapes with his life. He gets healed back up. And Tyler getting quite a few kills here on Echo.
Yeah, he just went for an absolute spree, which is to be expected. He had the Dragon Blade ready, and now St. Clair's going to be forced to fall back. They did not have anything ready to try and stop that, so...
Available looks terrified right now.
This is what anxiety looks like, people. But actually,
Exactly.
Apostle, or not Apostle, that's going to be Tyler taking down Justin, rather. That is going to be a shatter. That's from Tyler. I got to get back into the fight here. What is going on up front? They're going to get
Available
stuck right in there.
right now.
Honestly, he very well could. Dude, they
Oh my
spot this.
God.
This is definitely plausible now. They actually... Oh, they
Are we
do.
gonna
They see it. They see it.
No, run.
He's trying to push this. This is actually not bad. He does have the pulse bomb available. If he can outplay this, not going to happen, unfortunately. Wasn't even able to get the rewind off, so...
He was
manages
there
to
for
push
like
it.
30 seconds. I'm impressed.
That would have been insane. I would have blew my voice over again. Which I don't know how many more times I can do that this semester without going down. Warp! Oh my god, perfect timing from Strider.
Wow. Very impressive. Looks like we're gonna have Strider transform into Winston this time. Go after Grob on the Widowmaker. He's tired of Grob picking off everybody, you know. Doesn't want that Widow to be trouble anymore, so he whips out the Primal Rage now. Going after Morb in the corner. Gonna have to return to his team and help them on cart.
Yeah,
Too little too late.
yeah, he was very destructive, but not to the right people, it felt like. There was still so many members over fighting the main, like the pushing army of St. Clair, that
Exactly.
they didn't even care that the Winston was holding up the Diva. That's fine. There's still 5 of us here fighting the team, and they made it work. Of course, Sank constantly getting picked out by Diva bombs. That's one kind of funny fact, but other than that, the 4 of Northwood are able to continue to push forward. We have just over a minute left to try and get this full cap. And Wada's going to find himself a solid shatter. Beautifully done. Morg's going to go down. It's a bit of a back and forth, however. We do see the echoed Reinhardt coming out from Tyler. Going to barely get out with his life. And it is down to 5 members of St. Clair to push us all the way through.
Wow, Strider is just trying to get somebody. Looks like St. Clair is all on the cart right here. This last-ditch effort, the 40 seconds on the clock. Strider getting a few picks here, trying to get random Rager. There isn't a mortality field on cart they need to get rid of. But Apostle does pop beat. Available trying to get more. Just trying any pick they can get. They get both of their healers. Strider just... Oh my goodness, there's so much happening right now. Seymour gets a huge bomb, and it looks like St. Clair might be able to cap if they can get the Reinhardt off the point, and they cap!
Oh my goodness, that Diva bomb coming out at the end there from Seymour, it finally was the answer to dealing with the Echo on the side of Northwood. No one was able to really get enough damage on. Well, it doesn't matter if you're in the sky or not, that Diva bomb hits everywhere line of sight. Takes them down, and St. Clair are going to secure themselves a 3-pointer. But now with overtime, they have a lot less time to work with.
I think you're right, Dan, about you either 3-0 or you, you know,
Essentially.
you don't cap, because, wow, that was very unlikely that they're going to be able to get all the way to the end, but those last few ultimates did it.
Everybody just clutched right up, right at the right time, but St. Clair going to have to attack again now. Of course, they have less time in the bank, so they get to go first in these overtime rounds. Get to see how far can they get, because it took them a little bit of time to get through that first point. They got to try and push through the streets phase as far as possible, but by then I would imagine that ultimates are on deck and ready to go on this side of Northwood.
I'm going to be real here. St. Clair does need a miracle. They have a minute, and Northwood University has almost 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes. So St. Clair needs to make this first push worth it, or the second push, or else it's round over. Like, this game 3, over if St. Clair can't do it.
Oh, no.
So hopefully they can push their way through within the first 30 seconds and cap that point.
Welcome back. It's your boy Bastion right around the corner, ready to tear through. We didn't see him for a little bit there, but this can be scary if St. Clair aren't ready for it. They do spot him. They blow him up right away. Prince Wada just charges right in. So no flank there for Northwood, 2 kills on the board for St. Clair. If they are even able to get this first point, this is a huge step forward in their attack. So much more additional momentum to push forward as long as somebody stays on that cart, because you don't get any extra time in overtime to try and push the cart. Someone has to stay back at all times.
Exactly. Apostle doing a great job healing up his teammates. Many people critical at the same time, and Justin and him are just working their butts off. Wada does get nanoed, trying to make use of it, but it looks like everybody's kind of run away from him. He has to go into the side of Northwood to get any value, but it looks like he's not going to go for it. Strider.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Huge grab from Cowman. Strider tried to get some value out of his ult, but looks like he couldn't quite.
That'll do
and
it.
That's it.
Okay.
St. Clair needs a full hold here.
Yeah, so we got the point, and we pushed the cart basically to the bridge. Or not the bridge, but the archway.
Yeah.
Which, considering the time they had, that's fantastic. There's so many other teams I would have seen get completely full held there. That being said, so much more time on the clock here for Northwood. We know how solid they are. We've been singing their praises essentially this entire match. And... am I stuck? Just a break fourth wall for a second here.
Oh.
I think I'm stuck. But anyway, yes, that's a lot of time for a team like Northwood to just get a point and push it. Not really that far, to be honest.
Yeah, St. Clair, like I said, need a miracle here to be able to hold Northwood off for 4 whole minutes. I mean, if they cap point, then it's almost game over because, I mean, pretty easy to get to that archway if you're not careful. So if St. Clair can hold or at least stall the point as long as possible, they might have a chance. Hopefully they can, and it's extremely close either way right now. We're going to be in for a treat for this round right here.
What makes me nervous is the round after this is probably a 2 capture point map, which is some of the most volatile Overwatch that you can see. So you want to be in that position up a game for sure. We'll have to see what St. Clair can do. They're going to get off the point and just try to find themselves a proper angle of attack here while on defense. We see the blue right there. That's where they have to get this thing pushed, but it's a solid start. Cowman already down. Prince Wada extremely low, but Apostle's right there to keep him going. Grob on the Zarya, really making things messy. That's not a Zarya, that's a Symmetra. But doing a ton of damage, actually, and it just teared through a lot of St. Clair's members. Available, and Justin and Apostle, the only ones available. DPS are gone. There goes Apostle. Everybody getting wiped here now. They're going to be able to capture this. How quickly can they get this to that point? Is there anybody going to be able to contest?
I don't think St. Clair will be able to contest as a 6-stack. They really... oh, they got Cowman. They do have a chance if they can get there in time. They're rushing. They're running over to the point. Morb is trying to hold them back with all of his might. They're getting too close for comfort. St. Clair needs to touch the point now. 3 meters, 1 meter.
I absolutely loved that.
To Northwood.
I absolutely loved that from Northwood there. They had so many... it's kind of odd because you'd think, oh, everybody group up and just push this thing the small distance. There was so many attacks happening from so many different angles that it distracted everybody to the point where nobody was able to get to the cart in time. And that extra little boop there at the end from Random Rager to make sure that Strider couldn't touch the point. Very well done. Some top-level stuff coming out here.
That was very neck and neck there, right at the end. I'm I'm surprised. Like, I'm kind of at a loss for words here. Very, very good plays on both sides. Northwood, I can definitely tell your main roster is back, and they are out for blood.
They're definitely doing a fantastic job. St. Clair doing, of course, fantastic as well. Unfortunately, the tactics coming out from Northwood were fantastic enough to slow them down to the point where, sure, they got the 3-pointer, but not much time left on the clock. And there was only so much you can do with a minute. Like I was saying before, the fact that they even captured the first point was solid, was actually above average, I would say. And then
Yeah.
it's just a matter of time before Northwood just saves all their ultimates for one team fight and just blows everybody up, and there's nothing that you can do really as the St. Clair side unless like some sort of tactical mishap happens in between. But it's a tall task, and a team like Northwood is not going to give you that inch.
Exactly. And when it comes to ult economy, you can either, use a few ultimates here, there, just kind of keep it nice and even the whole time, or you can just build everything up and gamble on that one fight by using all 6 ultimates or 4 or 5 at a time against your opponent. And it looks like Northwood is very confident when doing that. You need the confidence to be able to pull that off, or else you've lost the round because you're not getting that back.
It's an all-in for sure, and like you need proper execution because everybody, like my solo queue games, we can all just throw ults at something and hope that it works. But
Exactly.
you have to actually execute it properly. And sure enough, Northwood, proper timing. I don't even think they had like all ults like completely saved up, but just what they had at the time was fantastic. So it wasn't even necessarily an all-in at that point, but nonetheless, they were able to close this out. And as you can hear now, we're going to be hopping into game number 4. This is going to be scary, as it is now 2 capture point on Volskaya Industries.
Oh, Volskaya Industries. Oh, this map, it really depends on if you're comfortable on it or not. If you're not comfortable with it, it's a really tough map. I know some people just very much dislike it, and that dislike can turn into a lot of, anxiety and not a lot of confidence on this map. So hopefully both sides can make the best of it. I know 2CP is not a favorite for anybody, really, in Overwatch. So hopefully they can make something with it.
How can anybody hate this map? There's gigantic mechs in it.
I know, right?
This is so cool. Anyway, Mech
Beautiful
Warrior
map.
fan. Mech Warrior fan now has to slow down for a second. We've got Overwatch to cast here. No MW.
Yeah, it's okay. Looks like St. Clair is on defense first, so that could be an advantage if they play their cards right. If they can really stall them out and make sure they don't cap this first point, then on attack it'll be easy pickings, hopefully.
Definitely has to try and just, like you were saying, just slow them down. Take as much time off that clock as you can, because it's going to be difficult. Eventually they're going to breach through. But when does that happen? That'll be the question. We see Tyler back on the Bastion, but Random Ranger getting picked out extremely quickly.
Strider going to try to take care of Grob. Had to escape to get out of there last second. I know St. Clair is having a hard time with Tyler on the Bastion. Hopefully they can consistently pick him off.
There
Looks like Strider was able to do that. And they're going to push them back. Overwatch is a game, not only a team game, but it's not just about picks.
Oh, no.
It really is about wasting time.
I don't know if that was due to Cowman or what, but unfortunately Baleable falls off the side of the map. Was not credited to anybody. So it's currently a 5v6 right now. Strider, this is a hard spot to try and harass this Widowmaker, unless she just jumps right in front of you. Then I guess you have to get the opportunity to harass her for free, but yeah, Baleable's still so far away from this battle. Apostle and Justin still alive to try and keep everybody topped off, but they're kind of stuck in a corridor because they're going to get bowled over if they're not careful. A solid Diva Bomb coming out here from Seymour, going to take Tyler out once again. They're at least dealing with this Bastion this time, but everybody else now is here on the point. That's going to be a solid EMP. Beautifully done. I've barely ever see a Sombra nano boosted, but if there's any time to try it, this is it. And Baleable and Strider are able to tie everybody right out of there and
Holy.
mow them down. Holy smokes.
Wow. I'm surprised. Looks like Tyler swapped over to Tracer. Strider was really harassing that Bastion, so it looks like they're gonna use Tracer now to try to get that same effect, that same pressure as the Bastion was putting. Seymour gonna try to boot Cowman off to no avail, but that's okay, as the rest of the team there is there to back him up.
Gosh, as soon as Strider comes out of stealth, just had a sniper shot ready for him. And right now, it's looking solid for Northwood University. Got mines all over the point. Seymour going to delay as best as he can. He's going to knock it down to 1:40 seconds, but this will be captured over. It's now time for the final point on Volskaya. This will be interesting.
Minute and a half going off of the first point there, but now they have 4.5 minutes to try to capture the second point, which is not bad. St. Clair was able to stall them out for a very good amount of time. That's a good amount of time to go into the next point on Volskaya. Available, doing his best to kind of push everybody off. Strider trying to get that diva before she gets back in the mech to no avail.
This is looking kind of scary, though. Bob is here to hold the point coming out here from Bailable, but at the same time, there are still many members of Northwood University nearby. Looking like, actually, never mind. They are going to have to retreat. Wada did pop his Primal Rage, found a kill that way. But it's still just a back-and-forth battle, but they're going to have to hang on a second. Stop this trickling. Can he blow him up real quick? Not enough. It is going to be enough. Nicely done, Strider.
St. Clair does have to be a little bit careful here. They only have Strider's ult, the big EMP here, to go into this fight. While Northwood does have bombs and are coming up on beat as well. So it looks like Northwood is gonna use Cowman's bombs here. Strider gets picked off early. Seymour battling against Morb. Gets stunned. Manages to just barely stay alive. Prince Wada, 100 health, manages to get picked off by Northwood.
This is bad. They need something
Strider
big.
gonna try to touch here. Huge.
It gets blown up
It wasn't
instantly.
enough.
Oh dear, that's unfortunate there for St. Clair. They're going to have to hustle. This last couple seconds seems like it was a stagger fest. There's one
Prince
person
Wada
going in.
touches.
He's going to touch, but he's also going to be completely deleted nice and quick. Emergency Doomfist on duty alongside Seymour. Deadeye going to be interrupted by Strider, but going down pretty quickly. Seymour still on point, Bailable. Going to be doing his damnedest to try and make this work, but that Diva Bomb, there's nothing you can do there. Checkmate.
Good try on the side of St. Clair. 2.5 minutes left on the side of Northwood University. Can St. Clair beat it? They need to beat it this game or it's game over.
Absolutely, and with the playoffs being as stressful as we've seen earlier, where we're in the battle for the 4th position with Kettering, every game matters, of course, and we would definitely benefit so much by taking down Northwood here. Because we know, like looking at the schedule for Kettering, they have themselves some softer teams to go through for these next couple games. Being able to secure this game versus Northwood would just be that much more, well, satisfying, one, because it's Northwood, but you'd be able to breathe easier in terms of the season standings as well.
Exactly.
It's just so difficult to deal with here. Volskaya, of course, another one of these, either you full cap or you don't half the time kind of maps. But we'll have to see. St. Clair, haven't seen them on this map too often. Keeping the same team composition, except Justin is back on the Ana.
Now they are on the attack here, so if they can push in and get this first point fast, they will have the advantage of quite a lot of time, almost 6 minutes on the clock. So hopefully they can do that and have a good chance at being able to build up those ultimates and go against Northwood into the 3rd round of Game 4. But if they can't manage to get both points, then it looks like the series is gonna go to Northwood.
Now, a lot of times on this map, you can take this first point and sometimes you can just rush it right to the second and even get a cap that way. That, like the ultimate speedrun strat. But
yeah.
It requires getting this done pretty quickly. And we'll have to see. Tyler on Genji now being an absolute nuisance, catching Seymour without his boosters. Worst case scenario there for St. Clair. And beautifully done from Senk to keep him alive. Justin gonna go down. St. Clair kind of getting stuck at this choke point. This is looking rough.
St. Clair has no healers right now. They need to wait for everybody before pushing in. Especially Prince Wada is taken out too, so and Bailable. So they only have 2 people alive. Looks like they're gonna regroup. Getting some ult charge here on both sides. Tyler already has his Dragon Blade. Senk is coming up on the Nano, so St. Clair needs to push before Senk gets the Nano.
Yeah, that would definitely be the go button to do a massive amount of damage and basically wipe a team by itself. But we do have the sneaky Strider going to eliminate Grob right away, but we're actually not even going to wait for the Nano. Tyler's going to be charging in, finds the support line right away, so I guess that's still maximum value for that Dragon Blade. They're also going to pop the Primal Rage on top of it. So Strider may have found an opening, taking away Grob's sniper, but Tyler does not care. Pops the blade. Now they'll have the nano boost for this next fight.
Strider is coming up on EMP. If he can get a pick here, he should have it. Seymour does have a Diva Bomb here. St. Clair has almost all of their ultimates for this fight.
Oh, that's weird.
Whoa.
That was definitely an odd one. Why in the world are you so aggressively pushed forward? And it's the nano boost to the Genji anyway, even though he didn't have his blade, which I guess is a decent consolation prize, but it was not anywhere near as effective. This Diva Bomb could have been deadly coming out from more, but it's not going to be the case. St. Clair finally getting themselves some decent position to capture this first point and get some extra time on the clock for this second one.
They're about tied with Northwood right now. They had about the same amount of time on the first point, given there's no contest going on here. But there is going to be a contest from Morb. Strider forced to use EMP on everybody. St. Clair able to just barely hold on here.
Hanging on by a thread. I liked the idea of popping the EMP considering there were so many people still trying to contest this point. But because they've done this, they've only got Nano Boost and Bob available for this next push. I mean, they just took down Senk, so if they can keep moving and hustle, this could be good. But Apostle gets completely sniped. Grob going to shut down the opportunity of a 6v5 real quick.
Exactly. Senk nanoing the Genji can be a useful strat there when he doesn't have blade to try to get it back faster, but if he doesn't get enough value out of it, then you could be throwing the next fight. You know, if you don't have nano blade ready for that next fight, or you don't have blade in general, it's not worth it if you can't get the blade out of nanoing the Genji right there, in my opinion.
It'll definitely make sense considering, like, yes, Tyler was still able to go like decently crazy and secure himself 2 kills, but that combo could have gotten way more, as we do see the Primal Rage coming out here from Cowman right on top, and this is going to be a little bit nasty. A lot of bouncing around here for some St. Clair players, but Cowman just launched himself right off the side. That's not what you want to see if you're on the side of Northwood. But Tyler finding an elimination here onto Apostle. Available, trying to find a chance to even get into this fight. Is going to finally find a spot, but it's going to be interfered with.
Justin does have nano here. Available did get picked off. However, it looks like it's still slightly in the favor of St. Clair with a whole bunch of ultimates right now. Oh, Justin did use nano, my bad. Prince Wada throwing that Lucio in the air. Does not want him on his point. St. Clair might be able to cap this here if they're lucky.
Might be
having
enough.
3 on point would be lucky, would be very, very nice to have. But I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah, Tyler's trying to deflect, but you cannot deflect a Tesla cannon. Does not matter. Halfway through this B point, Bob is in place, still harassing everybody. Diva Bomb coming out here. That's not Seymour's. It's going to catch out Bailable. So it's all up to Wada here on the point to keep this contested. And he's just going to go dive into the pool, go for a quick swim, and regroup with his team.
That's okay. They got 1 tick, though. If they can do that 2 more times, then they can hopefully get through this 1 point here and go into a round 3.
I always thought it was the polar bear dip, not anything to do with monkeys, but
yeah,
still wise move there from Wada to just get out of dodge, and once again these hacks have been on point. Strider able to shut down this Wrecking Ball, which to a lot of teams could just make setting up for an engage an absolute pain. But we do see Tyler, he's about to go shredded as he just basically goes through everybody.
Wow.
The nano boost was used. It was on Prince Wada. Used it defensively, and it's not going to find the value that St. Clair might have been looking for. Just over a minute left, and St. Clair just got destroyed.
That's the thing, is Nano Blade can be a win condition. Most of the time it is. If you have a Nano Blading Genji and you can't sleep him or stun him in any way, that's it. Like, you, if he knows what he's doing, you're done. Cowman caught out behind St. Clair again. Looks like they got a pick on him. They're just gonna go all the way, I think. They're gonna push right through them if possible. Strider's gonna try to get an EMP to allow his team to push in. This is crucial. Strider uses it properly. And here he goes! Huge EMP! Hacks 4 people!
Oh, there's the combo.
Tyler, Random Rager, and Grub Gonna try to cap here. Sank needs to die for St. Clair to be able to cap. Cowman goes down. Sank gets hacked. Prince Wada's gonna try to take him down. Looks like he does. And it looks like they're just gonna keep pushing them back and back. Lucio does manage to get a beat on the side of Northwood. Random Ranger is hacked, however. They might be able to cap it if they keep going. Tyler is on Strider, manages to take him out. Seymour just trying to get Cowman with all of his might. Trying to get Morb now, too. He has bomb. He's gonna use it.
Oh my goodness, the second bomb in this fight. Absolutely crazy. They're gonna be able to tear through this too.
Oh my goodness. I'm...
Boost,
I don't even know what's happening.
Oh my god, another EMP coming out from Strider right as he's about to go down. It is now or never. Available's not quite there yet. Prince Wada's the only one available, and he's slept right outside.
That'll be the series. It goes to Northwood University. Very, very close game. I was rooting for underdog St. Clair, but I do know why Northwood had that bragging right. Very impressive play all around from both sides. Tyler definitely got a ton of value as Genji here. Seems like no matter what he played, he was just absolutely harassing St. Clair. This Blade was absolutely insane.
Yeah, basically getting a part in the elimination of every single St. Clair member in that battle, and Northwood University going to take this 3-1, which of course if you would have asked me what I thought the score would have been at the beginning of the day, unfortunately for St. Clair it would have been a 3-0. They were able to take that first point, of course, back and forth, or first game rather, back and forth game. They managed to sneak it out, and they kept every single game honest. Other than, I think it was game 2 on Junkertown, none of these games felt like a blowout to me.
Exactly, it was just reach. Neck and neck. Exactly. I don't know if this is Northwood's last game for the playoffs. I think they have one more, right?
Should be one more that everybody gets to play on Monday. I can quickly look it up.
If they end up winning this next game, then they will be going into the playoffs undefeated. And that is very scary for any other team. They're the only undefeated team right now in NACE. So hopefully we can also get our St. Clair gang into playoffs as well, but only time will tell on Monday.
Okay, yeah, I took a look at the schedule. They're going to be getting out of this group undefeated. Anyway,
wow.
I'm going to make that call right now. But still, Northwood, fantastic squad. You can tell that they've been like competing hard, competing at the high levels of Overwatch, and the fact that they're here in NACE is interesting to say the least, but at the same time I'm glad we have them. It's a nice test for all of these teams here in NACE, and the fact that St. Clair kept them honest, I'm proud of them.
It keeps definitely keeps things interesting, especially I know some people might be upset. They're like, oh, there's a contenders team in NACE. However, this is an excellent challenge, especially for people who are in collegiate, who want to go pro, who want to go contenders. This is a time to test your wits, your might as a team, to see if you could be that good. And I think St. Clair has the potential. Maybe next season. If not this season, they could go up against them again in the playoffs if they're lucky.
I would definitely enjoy seeing a rematch between these two teams. Give it like a month or two's time and see what can happen. Maybe if we happen to see them in the playoffs, that'd be sweet, but I know we definitely got our work cut out for us in regards to the playoffs. I'm going to throw it quickly over once again to that standing screen. Of course, this is before the match actually happened, because of course we are tied up with Kettering 4-3. We do fall down to Northwood, so 4-4, and then Kettering, we need an upset because they go up against Davenport, who's currently 7th, and then Lords Black, the academy team, in 9th for their last 2 matches. So if we go strictly by results and guessing, they might be able to pull ahead of us here, cutting our NACE playoff hopes away. But of course, there's still, even if that does happen, there's still plenty other Overwatch action, some additional leagues as well. But of course, we want to get the playoffs.
True. Our St. Clair team is also in UCA, and that is Mondays and Wednesdays, I do believe. So they also have another chance to get in the playoffs in UCA. So if they don't make it through to NACE, there's still hope. They can still get through. But we're wishing them the best of luck. I think Monday, is the game going to be streamed?
I believe it's going to be. It is the season finale for our Saints. We're up against Alma, who is currently shown as 10th. So again, in theory, based off of results, we can assume that that might be a W for us. But even if we tie up with Kettering for that fourth place position again, it goes head to head first. Who won when those two teams played? And unfortunately for the Saints, Kettering got us on that day. So they would move forward if that's the case. That being said, we still got to figure out what happens with these other matches, and we'll be sure to update you as we go forward on our social medias. Of course, Saints Gaming CA on basically all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and then be sure to... I just had a massive brain freeze. While I figure out what I was talking about, why don't we thank some sponsors?
Sounds good. So for today, and as usual, our sponsors are St. Clair College, St. Clair College Student Representative Council, St. Clair Alumni Association, Zeckelman School of Business and IT, PC Outlet, and Tim Hortons.
Wonderful. Amanda, thank you once again for commentating here tonight. Always a pleasure having you on. You're definitely leveling up as we go along here. Keep it up.
Thank you for the opportunity, Dan. I really appreciate it.
And my pleasure. Now, before we close things off, let's take a look at some of the matches coming up next here on the Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel. Tomorrow, Friday at 8 o'clock, we're going to have some UCEA Counter-Strike action. Then on Saturday, we've been invited to the Drury Esports League of Legends Invitational. Going to start that one at 11 o'clock. Yes, I know. A gaming event starting before noon. Oh my god, so bad I have to wake up.
No.
Sad face, sad face. No, of course. We'll be going all day with them until either victory or elimination. And then depending on what time that happens, we might have some additional matches. But we'll have to see what happens there. Then on Sunday, 7 o'clock, we return to Call of Duty Modern Warfare action on the TESPA League. We have ourselves a solid 2-0 record so far in the first week. Hoping to keep that going. And then, of course, right there, Monday at 8, the NACE season finale up against Alma. And then Tuesday at 8, we're back with some NACE Rocket League.
You do not want to miss the Overwatch match on Monday. It will be the final decider to see if our Saints will make the playoffs. So make sure to come tune in for that. If there's any changes in schedule, be sure to check out our social media, as Dan has said before. Follow us there. Twitter usually is where I like to get my updates, but everybody has their own preference, so yeah.
And of course, be sure to follow us on Twitter as well. Of course, Amanda, you've been streaming a decent amount as of late, plus always with our artistic side of the gamer world, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And then usually on my side of things, I have a bunch of opinions that I can't really talk about because I got to be a good boy. So, but I still have some esports antics and some opinions and whatnot of esports titles. So with that, I think, unless there's any last thoughts, I think we're ready to close out.
Sounds good.
Looks like we're all set. So everybody, thank you for tuning in, of course. Always a pleasure casting for you. And we will see you tomorrow for some Counter-Strike. We'll see you then.
See ya.